How's everybody doing? Hello? Is that on? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you. Hey, Oscar. Boots. Boots. Boots, come here. Stay up here with me. It's okay. Come on. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the 2022 King of the Hammers, and specifically the drivers meeting for the Toyo Desert Challenge. How y'all doing today? This will be, I think we can do it fairly quick. What I like to do, things we're going to cover, we'll start talking about the race in general. We'll give you guys ideas about laps, guys and girls. I do have a starting order, and I have basically a run and show for tomorrow, how we're going to do it. And then we'll open up for questions, and we'll sort it out. Does that sound cool? All right. We are going to start at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We will run a 33-mile prologue. Not too much back feed. How's that sound up there? It's all right? Okay. We'll run a 33-mile prologue. It's out to pit 1, and then over to race mile 77. Just turn around at pit 1 and come back. Everybody understands that, correct? Okay. After the 33-mile prologue, you will be re-racked regardless of class based on time. Start over again. Your time carries on from your prologue to the main race. If you do not finish the prologue, you can still get your car back to the start line, get your car back to the pit, and get ready to race in the main race with a 15-minute penalty slower than the slowest person in your class. So if you're in stock NA UTV and someone did 45 minutes, the slowest time was 45 minutes, then you'll have an hour time in the prologue. Does that make sense? If you can't get your car back here, you can still start, but your start time is going to start when your slot would have started. So if it takes you 15 more minutes to fix your car, the clock started and you're already on the clock. Does that make sense? I want you all to be able to keep racing, but at the same time, I've had a few kind of conversations with people that can't wrap their head around the prologue. If you're going to wreck at race mile 10 in the race, you're going to wreck at race mile 10 in the prologue. It's going to happen. And that sucks, but some people's races end at race mile 10 sometimes. And hopefully it doesn't happen to you tomorrow. We'll do everything we can to get you back here. I don't want your teams coming to me freaking out on me because I didn't land a Chinook. Brad, don't even think about it. I didn't land a Chinook and bring you back to the start line magically so you could fix your transmission, your motor, the front end, the rear diff in 15 minutes. So don't come to me mad about that, okay? Everybody fair on that? Okay. There was a lot of talk about, first of all, let me apologize for lack of clear communication or miscommunications or anything else. It's not our intent. We have a lot of new people on our staff this year, which is not your problem, it's ours. But they're people that are working really hard, and we're trying really hard to make a great race for you guys. And in the end, most of that confusion is probably on me for wanting to give you guys what you want. So my initial pass for the limited class race on Saturday was 2 84-mile loops. That got stretched for a second to 3. It's not happening at 3 because you guys don't want that. I'm telling you, you don't want it. I'm willing, and I don't offer it up for votes, but unless you guys, if I hear a lot of against it right now, my intent is for you to do the 33-mile prologue again. So you do the 33-mile prologue, then you re-rack, you run the 33-mile loop, come back in again, and then run 2 84-mile loops all together. So that's 201 for a main race, which gets you to 234 for the day. Limited class racing, is everybody cool with that? Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Done. Unlimited race on Sunday, 33-mile prologue, 3 laps of 84, done. There is no B loop for anybody in the desert class. Let me explain that to you why. Everybody that's raced here before knows how difficult it is to go up off of Emerson Lake Bed up onto Emerson Ridge. Did not believe that was doable in a stock, not stock, but in limited class cars, at least not repetitively, especially on lap 3. So I was originally gonna do limited class only on the 84-mile loop on Saturday and then an unlimited class to do the whole thing. But by keeping the unlimited class to 3 84-mile loops, I can put all my cameras on the 84-mile loop, and I can put 20 cameras on 84 miles, plus the helicopters, which is gonna be some pretty rad coverage. If I had to split that amongst under 50 miles, it's less coverage, it's harder to do. So I'm trying to get the best show for you guys out there as well. Make sense? Okay, so 284s and a 33 plus the Prologue, and then the unlimited is 384s plus the Prologue. Anybody have any more questions about how the Prologue works? Can you get rid of that back feed, man? That back feed's horrible.
You just cross over and hit in the middle and follow the rest of the way normal course, right? You just say something about 77.
Yeah, so you're gonna go to pit 1, and there's gonna be a stop check. Where the stop check's at is still gonna be a stop check in the Prologue. And I'll explain why that is. We talked about letting you just make that 90 right or 180 right. But if you get muscle memory to do that the first time, you're gonna do it the second time. And we're just gonna give you the exact same course every single time. Stop check, turn, go back. And they'll point you in the right direction. That way you can't end up driving around the desert by yourself too. Okay? So there will be a stop check at pit 1, there'll be a stop check at the turnaround at 77. And those are your only stop checks, plus the start finish line at every time when you come in. I'm committed to letting you guys finish your race. And the way I'm gonna do that is when I start to load up the class 11s at 6 o'clock and start having to prep the short course, and you're having a long day, you're 5 hours in, 5.5 hours in, not having the day you're looking for, we're gonna keep the course open for you to finish. But you're gonna finish up there about where Kawasaki's at. We won't let you come all the way onto the short course. This is all the way at the end of the day, 6, 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. I'm not gonna make you guys not finish your race. Somebody close that door for me, please. Not that it's gonna help, we're in a tent. That way we can get class 11 guys ready, and the people that are having a rough day aren't gonna have a really crappy day when they get here and they find we haven't left the lights on for you. You'll get a finish time, everything will be cool. Make sense?
Thank you. Yeah. That's amazing. Thank you. Can we feel the cars after the Prologue?
You can do anything you want after the Prologue. Really anything you want. And I know there's a lot of talk about how we're gonna sequester the cars and you're gonna have 1 hour to fix. There's no reasonable way that's ever gonna happen. There's 82 of you and there's 30 of us making the race happen. Literally. So rather than know full well that someone's gonna cheat and then someone else is gonna come and yell at me because somebody else is cheating, the bottom line is come back, fix your cars, and go race. Yes, if you're in a trophy light, you're gonna have 32 minutes, and if you were the first class 10 car, you might have an hour and a half. Okay. The trophy light car ahead of you is gonna have the same 32 minutes and 12 seconds, so your relative to your class is everybody's gonna have the same relative amount of time. Is that understood? So when you get back here, fix your car. You can fuel it, you can change tires, you can change transmission if you don't have time. I don't care. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. There was lots of internet talk about how we were gonna put your cars in lockdown, and then everybody had exactly 1 hour, all that stuff. There's no way that I can manage that. It's not possible. We will fail doing that. Go ahead.
With the second 33 miles, are we, after we come in, are we just going right out?
Yeah, you'll be continuous racing. So when we start the main race, you're starting every 30 seconds too deep. So you're gonna you're gonna have everybody off the line in 20 minutes. I'm expecting the fastest cars to come back here on a 33-mile loop in about 34 minutes, 35 minutes. I think it's a quick 33 miles. So I'll have last place, theoretically trophy light or whoever it is coming off the line is gonna be 15 minutes in front of the fastest car on the pole position. But that person, the trophy light's turning off at RP1 and coming back. So all you gotta do is to stay in front of the pole position guy for 9 or 10 miles. And then when that happens, they peel off, and now the leader's got clear air for 84 miles. Everybody else came in, and you theoretically, in a 200-mile race, you should be able to run without traffic in the lead. Does that make sense? That's what I was working. I was thinking about Prologue. I was thinking about 84 Prologue, but when that happens, you end up, the first place person ends up passing 10th place. It's going to get really weird. Make sense? Go ahead.
84 miles, then 33 again, or 33?
33 first. So you're going to run a Prologue. Then we're going to re-rack. Then you're going to run the same 33 again. Then 84. And our pit 1 guys are going to know that, and they're going to be managing that for you. Okay? Ryan Thomas for president, and I'm retiring. Go ahead.
Are 6100s running 3 laps on Sunday?
Yes, everybody running Sundays running 3 laps. Are you shaking your head no or yes?
That's lap traffic for the lead trophy truck, like the pit.
Don't worry about it. It's not going to be you. I can honestly tell you there's nothing cooler than talking shit to people that never get shit talked to. Appreciate you, Luke. Do your thing, man. There's a chance that you're going to be lap traffic, but the reality is that there's 82 cars racing tomorrow and 40 racing on Sunday, which means the slowest spec trophy truck is going off 22 minutes behind you. Okay? If they're going off 22 minutes, actually that's not even true. It's 12 minutes behind you because it's every 30 seconds times 2, so we're starting 4 cars in a minute. So 11 minutes after the start of the race, everybody's on course. It's going to take you an hour and a half to get back. That means you have 2 laps to make up an hour and 10 minutes on a car in front of you. If you do that, then you deserve that. And that's okay, but that's also part of racing as well. I understand the trophy truck guys want to have their own race course. When I get 30 trophy truck guys here, I'll give you your own race course, but I can't make a good show when I have 12 guys running around. All right? And I want to make a great show for y'all. Anybody else have any questions? Side by side every 30 seconds for the main race. For Prologue, limited class, it's every 2 minutes until we get to 5 unlimited. At 5 unlimited, we're going to go to 1 minute starts, and trophy lights and 5 unlimited are 1 minute starts. All of class 10 and all UTVs will be 2 minute starts. That was purely, I did not expect, thank you very much. I didn't expect 82 cars to come for Saturday's race. Thank you all for coming. I hope it's a great race. We end up having like 147 cars here just for this weekend's race. And for King of the Hammers this year, it's 515 registered right now, all in four-wheel drive vehicles, which I'm fairly certain is the largest off-road race in the world. So thank you all for being here. Somebody else had their hand up. Go ahead, Foxac, go ahead. Sunday schedule will be the same as Saturday's schedule. 8 a.m. start for the Prologue, 2 minute gaps for all the cars, which means we'll be off in about 88 minutes, hour and a half. So by 9:30, the last car leaves, and we'll be re-racking and starting by around 11 o'clock, which will be the same thing as tomorrow as well. Yep. Side by side every 30 for the unlimited race on Sunday as well, for the main race after we re-rack. No. Stop check on outbound, not step check coming back. And you can cross over. So if you're coming back, you can pit on either side of the road, and you can go directly to your pit on the other side of the road. Okay? It's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit in that hot pit. It's a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit on the power line road. We're tracking that with racing tracks. We can apply penalties super easily on the fly, and we will. And then, yeah, just safely go to your pit, safely come back out, go on back on racing. Main pit as far as what? So hot pits, I'll explain hot pits in 1 second. Actually, I'll do it now so we're on the same page. All the way at the far end over there is gate 4, right? Right by gate 4, there's a gap in the fence. We'll have people manning it. Tomorrow morning, you can start lining up there, and you just go all the way down the fence, all the way towards Kawasaki. There's enough room to pit 100 cars here. It's not a problem. If you are with a sponsored team or you're on the short course here, you can pit at your short course. If you're a BFG driver, you go to BFG. If you're a Nitto driver, you go to Nitto, if that's who you pit with. Okay? Greg? Yeah, so if I tell you you have an 8 o'clock start, be in line here at 7 a.m. We'll tech you, put your transponders on, and put you on the start line within an hour. That's it. Bypass at Heartbreak Ridge right here wasn't marked correctly the first time, and I apologize, but now it's an either or, same way it was when we raced it before. When you get to that, you can turn 90 right, go up in the wash, go around the mountain. Then you have to come back all the way to join the course. You can't just kind of go join the go fast out that way. Make sense? There was a waypoint at the top. There's VCPs all around the course. It's 150 feet off the race course. And I've got VCPs that are going to keep you from being the places I don't want you to be. I'm going to think about some dangers in a second, too, so we can talk about those. Any other questions? Go ahead.
So to clarify, remote pit, you can pit going both ways in mile 15 and mile 77?
Correct. You can pit at RP1, you can pit main pit. I know this is something kind of new for you guys, but think about this as the best in a desert race. There's no chasing here, okay? I cannot have your chase teams out in the desert. If I see your guys' chase teams out in the desert, if I see you on the Marine base, you're done. It's over. If you get outside assistance, which is your chase team coming to you in the desert, you're disqualified. If you can't make it to the next pit, it's on you. You can get out of your car, you can walk to the pits, you can get everything you want. I'll come to you 1 second, Chris, I got you. So there's just no outside assistance. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? You can have anybody else, any other competitor can bring you parts. So just like everything else, you just get somebody to bring a power steering pump out to you and you're good to go, if that's what you needed. If you need a transmission, it's not going to help you. Go ahead, Chris. We're going to take down the speed limit sign after the 12th qualifier leaves the start line. No, the speed limit sign is because everybody should know, because you read our rules, I'm certain, that pre-running is not pre-racing. You're supposed to be going half race pace. And on the short course specifically, we had people out there working today, and they're literally trying to get stuff done for you guys, and I had people throwing rocks in their heads, and it was unfortunate and dumb, but once we put our speed limit sign up, you guys got it. It's all cool. If we communicate clearly, you understand the rules, and you do the things. So I appreciate everybody's cooperation in getting that done today. On this talk of cooperation, the Powerline Road, race mile 50. Does everybody know what I'm talking about? Here's the deal, so you guys know exactly where I'm coming from. I have to fix the road when you guys are done. So please, that's why, they didn't want you to race there. No one's ever raced on that road. I wanted to get you there. This is a really cool thing. Next year, we're going to have a different lease with the Marine Corps, which is going to be more land and more opportunity to race over that way, which I wanted to be able to, if you got to that race mile 50, everybody looked down and you saw pit 1's right there in front of you, right? That downhill wash right there is awesome. And we get that and a whole bunch more back next year. And so I wanted to push over that direction so I could open up new routes. And I didn't want you going down those 35 miles of rock whoops that were there that we got to go around. So when you come to that stop check, come to a stop. Do 30 miles an hour. SCE were very, very cooperative to work with us. I got you in the back, bud. You don't have to keep your hand up. I'll get you in a second. SCE I'm very thankful they worked with us. BLM, the Marines were all awesome with it. Don't mess us up, please. Just do 30. Use that opportunity to clean your goggles. When you get to the end of the Powerline Road, turn off the Powerline Road and then peel out. Don't peel out on Powerline Road because then I have to take a Bobcat out there and clean it up. Okay? Make sense? Thank you. Back in the back. Side by side. But you're on the inside. Inside of turn 1 going off, you should be able to get the whole shot. I'm going to stagger that a tiny bit. I'm going to put the outside guy about 5 feet in front of the inside person just to make it interesting. But from our experience there's really no way around it. You're going to end up, the whole shot gets on the inside line. Yep. Go ahead.
What's the emergency frequency if we have issues?
151-700 is our race ops. It's Ultra 4-1. We do monitor on emergency channels, weatherman as well, 151-625, but there's too much cross traffic to really effectively run a race there. We have a UHF to VHF relay on 151-700, so I can pick you up from any place out here. I should be able to hear you. And we have a dispatcher working that all the time. If you're in your pits at night, something goes wrong. Is Chris Nichols here? Anybody here from our health services? You call out on weatherman at 151-700 and someone's going to come. That's like calling 911 here. If you have an issue, there's somebody listening to that over in medical all the time, 24 hours a day. Rescue 3 is working out in the field. We have medical and buses. I got you too.
I was just going to say, anybody racing on Sunday, can we just have them go to our trailer anytime tomorrow to get their tracker? Anybody racing tomorrow, let's try to get it done tonight.
Okay, copy that. Racing tracks, if you do not have a racing tracks transponder, get with David. If you're racing on Saturday, come over to the back table and do it tonight. If you're racing on Sunday, please go see them sometime tomorrow.
We're right on the rugged radio, big old tent that's 2-story tall. We're right across from them.
They're down by the Ultra 4 Tech trailer. Yeah.
Can you reconfirm the prologue, the laps and the mileage?
Okay. Lee O'Donnell, Lee, come up here for a second. So there's some change for us internally. This year we have outsourced all of our race operations to USAC directly. So Lee O'Donnell, you guys, anybody that's been around off-road racing for a while knows, anybody know Lee O'Donnell? Three people. Congratulations, Lee. You're hot on TikTok though, aren't you?
Know who I am.
Yeah, they all.
They don't. They
Yeah. Okay, let me get this. Hey, you remember the VP trophy, the VP monster truck that did the front flip in Detroit? It was Detroit, right?
Vegas.
Vegas. Remember the front flipping monster truck about 4 years ago? Completely lucky bullshit thing. Not lucky at all. He actually called it. I can promise you he called that. But Lee O'Donnell is your race director for USAC. He'll be working with me in the Connex box. Ideally, in another year or two, I wouldn't even be there doing that. They would have picked it up and run with it.
You're welcome. That was the payback right there.
Yeah, then you better step up and do a good job tomorrow. That's all I got to say.
No, not gonna happen.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. He wanted me to go through miles again. That's why I called him up here. Limited class race, 33-mile prologue, re-rack, 33-mile, same 33-mile class again, or track again, and then 2 84s. Make sense? You guys are all on the same page there, right? Thank you. I've got the start orders. What else can we talk about? Go ahead. There's a transponder. It's from Live Timing. It will be on your car tomorrow as you're coming to the start-finish line. So in that hour, to understand, you're going to line. If I tell you, for example, Angel Morphin, where's Angel at? Angel, you here? You're the first person off the line tomorrow. Congratulations. I threw away all of the Fish stuff. No offense to Fish, it wasn't his fault, it was my fault. I wanted Fish to do the same thing for the limited classes that he could do for the unlimited classes, except my level of expectation was completely ludicrous relative to what he could do in such a short amount of time. So when he tried to do it, and he ended up doing subjectively, and then everybody got pissed off about it, I just went back to completely random across the board, which includes trophy trucks and everybody else. I have completely random draw. Tomorrow there's enough gap, and Sunday there's enough gap that you make it up. I did it by class though. So class 10, followed by the Pro Rs, followed by UTV Pros, Turbo, that kind of thing. I broke it up by class, so the class of cars should be relative to each other, but inside the class it's a random draw. Understood?
We still kick Fish's ass?
You can absolutely kick Fish's ass. In fact, it's a time credit if you do. Just so we're all on the same page about how math is going to work tomorrow. My timing guy has no idea how to do a prologue and then a main race. No one's ever asked him to do that before. So what we decided to do is run the prologue as a race. Then we're going to take your time from the prologue and use it as a time penalty, which won't show as a penalty. It'll be as just a time adjustment. And that'll be your prologue time adjusted to your second race time. So while you're racing, you're going to see true elapsed time and understand who the true leader is at all times. Does that make sense? Okay. I don't know what else what I have. Go ahead, back there, Lily. Where are the headshots at? There's a sign right there. So behind the ferns, We're doing pictures? Okay, seriously though, that is a thing. If you guys are racing, come over and get a headshot for the driver of record, because that way when we're doing the graphics on the show, there's Bobby Pecoy. Because there's Bobby Pecoy right there, and they can see his face, which is really just a picture of Cameron Steele. But Cameron's got his picture on like 17 cars, I think. Where's Cameron at? Is Cameron here? Oh. Okay. What else? Any questions? Go ahead. Yep. No, you cannot. Yep. So actually, Jeff Proctor asked me that earlier today too, and I told Jeff, "Oh yeah, we forgot about that. Let's do that." And then I realized I have to tell 499 people they can do it instead of telling Jeff no. So Jeff, no, you can't do it. The bypass, there's an either or, race mile 55, 57. It's been there for like literally every year we race there. And we didn't give that to you on the GPS course, so most of you haven't pre-run it. So instead of throwing you a new line right now and everybody freak out, just run the line.
Are you talking about the one between the rocks?
No, there's the one between that's a short go around. You just deal with what you have to do with your car there. The big go around is like a whole mountain, and you go one way or you go another way around the mountain and come back together. Just stick on the course that we gave you. Yes. Anything else? Go. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna confirm classes for all the NAs, the pro mods, make sure it's all right. That's gonna be our housekeeping at the end of the meeting. Go ahead. Just a second, let me check my sponsorship deck. Oh, it says that for Saturday and Sunday, Toyos are the tire of choice. However, when you race on Saturday, next Saturday, you're supposed to race on Nittos. Okay. I'm thankful you guys are here. It's going to be a really cool race, I think. I can tell you that we have data from who's coming in over day for the last 3 years, and there is twice as many people here on Friday as there was last year on Friday. I'll go through a starting order. When I get to the end of the starting order, I need all the UTV drivers. Let's just come up here at the end of the meeting so we can get classes right. And then racing tracks, headshots. Fair? Please take your time to do that. If you help us market you, then we can do a better job for you, and that's a good thing. Okay? If there's no other questions, then I will read the starting order right now, and we'll get to it. Start order for tomorrow. I do not have start order for Sunday. I will post it on the Connex box right here, and it'll be in media as well. I'll do the unlimited one in the next half hour. Angel Morfin, Justin Buckley, Matt Miller, Corey Goen, Chase Warren, Eric Everly, Brady Wisdom, Mason Cullen, Peter Hodges, and Stan Potter. That's your top 10 off the line. 8 a.m. is your start, 2-minute gaps. Matt Winslow, Ben Hagel, Evan Duran, Ryan Eder, Moises Cuevas, Matt Coleman, Ezra Eberts, Jorge Trevino, Mitch Guthrie Jr., Wayne Matlock, top 20. Caden Wells, Braden Sims, Matt Burrows, Kristen Matlock, Ruslan Yankovic, Logan Goodall, Nicholas Shear, Dean Wheeler, Mike Mamelli Jr. Mike, did you get your car fixed? Is Mike Mamelli here? Garrison Calloway, Billy Long, Daniel Hearn, Alan Samuel, Brad Bowder, Connor Willett, Vito Vito, you. Travis Zollinger, Charles Durantz, Michael McFadden, Kyle Cheney, Eric Cozen. Hey, somebody's waiting to hear their name called. Just because you had yours called, why don't you just chill for a second? Then we'll be done, and then we can go on. Okay? What was the last name I called? Eric Cozen, Mike Deely, Phil Blurton, Chris Blaze, Sierra Romo, Jared Bryan, Oscar Enderlin, Austin Weiland, Corey Sappington, Ryan Piplick, Trey Gibbs, Steve Gray, Philon Porpados. Philon came over from England. Where's Philon at? Philon came here from England to go racing. He races with us in Ultra 4 Europe, and he's brought his UTV to race the Ultra 4 race, and he figured he was here, he raced against you guys as well. Ariel Goodall, Bryce Menzies, Ethan Jackson, Mike Belk, Adam Spitz, Zach Reich, Chris Lazenby, John Willard, David Sissom, Travis Chase, Colin Klein, Mike Scott, Troy Grabowski, Joshua Cobb, Cameron Steele, Greg Bragg, Brandon Arciero, John Ferrari, Chad Woodruff, Larry Schmusser, Jason Cobb, Dave Taylor, and Jeremy Crandall. That is 77 cars leaving the line tomorrow. Any more questions before I have UTV driver? I got one question, go. Not right this second, I'll be here. Any other questions? Yes. You should hear your name. I got this, I literally pulled this list about an hour ago, so if I did not call your name, I need you to come here, okay? Any other questions? UTV drivers coming up. Okay, well, hold up. Please, we're almost done, go ahead. Remote pit 1 is a stop check on the way out, and that's it, okay? Any other questions? Sir. Recovery for broken cars. Well, we have course marshals all around the course. We're not going to leave you out there. It might not be as fast as you'd like, but we're not going to leave you out there. Okay? And if you break down, I'll be in the Shawnex, the Connex box right here at the start finish line. Have your team come to me. I'll work with them how to get to you safely and how to do it. Okay? Okay. One more. Lee. Color of arrows.
So we have, so the orange is the Ultra 4 for the, what is it, for tomorrow? For tomorrow, and the Desert Challenge is like purple. There is...
Where the whole course is marked orange,
yeah,
though, right?
Yeah, the whole course is marked orange, and the purple is for the desert.
So that's here, this bypass and Cougar Buttes.
Cougar, yeah, correct.
77. So you're going to have orange arrows through 79 miles of the race course, and you're going to have purple arrow to get you past Turkey Claw right here, and you're going to have purple arrows over at Cougar Buttes at race mile 36-ish. Make sense? Everything else will be orange the whole course.
Dave, 77.
77.
77 where it turns.
77 turn hard right, yes. Go ahead. Hey, everybody that's talking right now, everybody that's talking, behind the ferns too, because I can still hear you. Yes, the people taking pictures. Shush. Thank you. Go.
Like, right when you pass Cougar Buttes, of course, on GPS shows you go like right, kind of do a loop, but the arrows show like stay left. So, like right past Cougar Buttes, I mean, it's like in between the exit Cougar Buttes and the...
When did you pre-run it? When? What time?
About 2 o'clock.
When did you fix that, Macho? When did you go back up to Cougar Buttes?
Shows on GPS to go down with the line or the arrows still go straight. So, I just
11 or so? We fixed it along whatever is on your map. We went ahead and fixed arrows and stuff, whatever. So right about when you were there.
So follow GPS.
Follow GPS and you're good. They all end up at the same. They should all reflect. There's some purple ones in there, I think, whatever, because that's the trophy track. Obviously, you're not going into Cougar Buttes.
150 feet from center line, VCPs to measure that, yes. Go ahead. We don't run blue lights now. If you showed up here, you're racing. Okay, I really appreciate everybody coming here. Thank you very, very much. Have a great event. Do it safely. Go home safely. Tell great stories. Appreciate you. Bye. Okay, I'm going to stay talking on this to the UTV guys because it's just too much to talk, okay?
Hey, you got being holding with the UTV guys. You marked me in the top 20. What's up?
Hey, try to scan them. You didn't call my name.
Okay.
What I go to? Something.
Right here. Anybody that didn't call their name, hang tight.